Hey guys, welcome back to FIFA 22 CF Fuenlabrada Korea mode, and today we are going to December. We have 4 games to play. Of course, even though I did show you the calendar of like what teams that we're playing, but in the end, I think we will be playing against. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you guys yet. I'll let you guys know, or you guys will see later on in the episode. But right here, looking at the Youth Academy report, we are just not having our luck, to be honest. Yes, we have called up at least 2 youth players so far right now. But again, as I said it before, it is going to be a very tough run in terms of getting a youth jam that, per se. But of course, at the same time, it is going to be very tough because, yes, our only scout is currently... He is probably 3 stars, 4 stars, something like that. So every time when we got the result or get a report, it's not 100% accurate, or we will get a good influx of good young players at this point. But we will just have to wait and see, and we have to work around with the team that we have, with the players that we have. And of course, I know a lot of them are heading towards the retirement or in their pretty much in the mid-30s. And of course, I'm trying to put more youth players into this team right here, in order to grow. Again, as I said before, I keep emphasizing this career mode is more of a long haul thing. So right now, what I'm trying to do here, it is going to be putting a lot of young players in the team, or signing young players in general. So, of course, the first player that you can come to mind right here in the back line is our left center back, Charlie Ndoa. Of course, 54 rated, 18-year-old. But, of course, if we remember his potential back in the first or second episode, I would say he was decent. He doesn't have the showing great potential tag, but I believe he will be settling around like 70s, which is probably more than enough. And hopefully in the next few years, I will be relying more on him. Yes, his rating is a little bit low at this point, but you know what? I have plays on all my players. So it is going to be, going to take a lot of time to work on. Of course, signing Navarro as well, which is always a great jam to sign youth players like that. 21-year-old or 20-year-old have the potential to be special. Not him, but showing great potential again, which ranges around like 80 to 85, which is honestly good enough, in order to grow future in the episode. But right there, we lost to the first game to Almeria right there, 1-0. We have a couple of chances. Again, we're just not taking our chances seriously a lot of times, where we just keep wasting a lot of chances, and the other team, they scored the only goal in the game, and we just somehow couldn't score one in that moment, which is quite frustrating as well. And right here, we are playing Burgio's right here at Court Lane in England for some reason. You know what? There's one suggestion that I would want to make for I would advise FIFA to do. It's like, yes, I know there are so many stadiums, especially in the second tiers or third tiers or fourth tiers division, that they don't have the license to have their own stadium. But you know what? If somehow FIFA strike a deal with these stadium, it would be fantastic, because right now it doesn't seem realistic, because Court Lane, we all know that it's in England, and of course playing in the Spanish league, why would we be playing in the UK all of a sudden, especially having the home ground elsewhere? So of course, I hope they're going to tweak a little bit about that, because I think Court Lane, or I think Molten Roll also, I think they're a little bit of a too how would you say, too generic in terms of the stadium. But of course, you know what? It's FIFA, all of a sudden they can't really make changes at this point. But right here, we are having a day, per se. 2-0 already against Burgio's in the first half. In the second half, right here comes Baldini with the header, but good save by the goalkeeper. And Baldini, it's somebody that I consider about keeping him after his loan contract expires, which expires by the end of this season. Of course, seems like he is a pretty good addition to the club permanently, and of course I would like to sign him permanently at this point with the current market in the Spanish league so far. And here comes Konate making his appearance. What a great goal again! Probably another goal of the season contender right there. Just go straight to the middle and just blast that one over the goalkeeper, and we have pretty much won the game 3-0. And of course, in the 88th minute, right here, we just keep we just keep trying to attack right there. But of course, in the end, 3-0. It is a good enough result. Yes, I think we have been a little bit shaky in the end, or in the last episode or early in the episode today. But again, we have to keep our momentum going, and this is a very big one right here. There are at least 10 players, more than 10 players. Their contract is about to expire by the end of the year, which means that of course some of them deserve to have their contract extended. And of course, not all of them are going to be like amazing young players in the future. But at this point, we just need squad depth because we have loaned in a lot of players. But at the same time, a lot of players right here are their contract is about to expire. And of course, I decided to delegate everything to my assistant. It takes a long time to actually negotiate properly with every player. So you know what? Right there are at least 15 players who are going to exit the door by the end of the year, which is going to be troubling in terms of next year. But of course, at the same time, we got to make sure that our youth academy report is filled with good young players. But right now, it's not happening. Especially all of them are rated at around like 50, 55, which is not currently good enough for the team right now, considering the fact that we are still looking for the promotion. And of course, it is pretty tough right there. You know what? I have extended a number of players' contract, but of course, there's some players that I know that I'm not going to use them. I wouldn't even bother trying to extend the contract. But there's certain players that I did. For example, Konate and also Mikel Agu. Both of them are, kind of like a main core in the middle right there. Of course, I'm not trying to lose the deal. I'm not trying to release all of them. I'm trying to satisfy with the contract negotiation. And of course, I didn't know there's thing where if you're under 23, you'll be staying in the club even though your contract expires. Didn't know about that. So I didn't really go on check on their contract, but I am more specifically looking into contracts where players are above 23 might still have a future in the club. But of course, this time, certain things, have to be discussed in the future. But right there, we have, of course, negotiated with a few players just to make sure that we will have a number of players that will be staying. And of course, I will be making a lot of signings in the summer. And of course, the majority of them are going to be youth players. Yes, I've extended the majority of the players right there. But you know what? In the end, their future is still very undecided at this point. I can't guarantee their playing time every time we play against them. So we will have to see at this point. But you know what? At one point, we will get good players. But so far, this is my plan. I'm pretty of a headless chicken right there in terms of signing what kind of players I want. But you know what? We are trying to fulfill the objective, trying to get promoted, trying to get a little bit more money in order to make signings. So that's a plan for now. But of course, we all know that in a few weeks, 2 of our players will be gone, and they are also the problem because they are all right midfielders. And at that moment, I know that I'm going to get screwed without having our right midfielders in the team. And this is something that we do have to address in January. Yes, we will have around approximately 3.5 million to spend after selling those 2 players. And of course, this is the moment where I'm thinking, okay, should we make a signing or should we go for another scout? Yes, we have Conte, our a third choice. I would say a third choice striker on the bench. He can play at a right mid as well. He might come in handy in terms of playing the right mid. But of course, in the youth academy, if we somehow get somebody who can play right mid and decent enough rating. And of course, just as I'm saying right here, Gonzalo Guzman right here, 67 rated. His potential is a little bit shaky with the range of 20. I decided to maybe it's time to call him up. And right here we are in January, and this is going to be a good one as well. A lot of players, the contract expire, and of course, a lot of parents club have withdrawn their loan from our club, which means we'll be losing 2 to 3 players. Didn't really catch who they are, and at this point, I'm so clueless where I have no clue who has been. Released going back to their parent club, because the fact that I don't even know. You know what? I have a group of players that I want to use them. I'll be using them almost every week because I believe they are the best squad that we have. And right there, looking at our budget with 3.4 million, and of course signing a good scout is going to take 2.8 million. But the thing is, it's even worth it, or right now, because the fact that we have another right midfielder in the team, which means I just need to go for one signing in order to have a capable or a good depth in terms of the team. And right here, we are trying to go for Ilias or Julius. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but next episode I will make sure I will get his name right. So I'm going to call him Ilias at this point. I want to sign him from Barcelona, 2.8 million, and Xavi has been very generous with that deal. 68 rated, 17-year-old. I think it is a very good investment, a good signing as well. So why not just go ahead and sign a proper right midfielder. He is a right winger, but of course I'm going to convert him into a right midfielder, trying to fit into our system. And of course, this is probably another big signing that we have, especially with his age and also his overall. He'll be wearing number 7. He's more of an inverted winger, cuts back inside and tries to shoot with his left foot at this point. But of course, you know what? After signing him, which means that we have around 600k to work with, and that 600k is going to be a little bit tricky in terms of which players I'm going to sell in the future, and probably going to upgrade him with a much better player. But we don't know yet at this point. We just know that we have another player right here. But can he, Ilias, today make an impact in today's game? And right here, we have our first chance in 10 minutes against Bizes, another team that I don't know how to pronounce it. Here comes Ilias, storming down the right hand side, cuts back in the middle to Navarro. But what a great finish right there. Just a great contribution by Ilias, literally off and within 20 minutes of his debut for the club. Just, you know what, a great assist in the end. In the 29th minute, we are pretty much shooting ourselves in the foot right here. Just atrocious defending. When I look at the replay, I literally flipped out. Like the goalkeeper, Moro or Goro, just didn't really come out in time. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we instantly reply with Navarro's goal right there. Great cross by Ontiveros to Navarro. What a great header. And of course, what a great cross in the end. And we have regained the lead 2-1, 38th minute. The other team, they have a chance here. They keep passing around in my box, which is very, very annoying. And right here, we almost conceded another one. I would be very, very mad if we actually did concede right there, because I think that was basic defending, and we just couldn't really get out of it. And here comes Baldini, take a shot, but good save or good block by the defender or the goalkeeper. In the second half, right here, we just we are getting worse with our set pieces. And right there, good save by Moro. And here comes Castile, and he take a shot. And what a great turn by the striker. But more importantly, such a poor defense that we have at this point. But again, as I said it, there's nothing I can do. There are also other areas that I would like to strengthen in the January. But with the sum of money that we have, seems like it's quite impossible. 600k to sign a good player. It's pretty much impossible. Here's come Cristobal right there. Should have scored right there. And here comes in the 82nd minute. And you know what? There's something that is inevitable, is when the other team just keep passing around in your area, and just like that, should have saved. Moro should have saved the ball right there. And 84th minute, and we are down. We scored the first goal. Instantly, the other team replied with equalizer, and we gained the lead. And they scored 2 goals in a row. And honestly, the other team, they are not even in the top 15 in the position. But still, we're still trying to hang on with that right there. 33 points, but at 7 plays, I'm not going to complain about it. We are 3 points away from Corona, which is in order to make the playoff. We are pretty much arrive in the middle of the season already. We played 22 games in total. We still have 22 games to go, I believe. And after that, we'll be done. And of course, still, next episode going to be another big one heading into January transfer window. We'll see what's going to happen. But thank you guys for staying tuned with this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you guys in a bit.